Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Q&A session of your class 6. So it'll be more about how to use Facebook ads, Google ads, and then we'll also be going through on how you can submit your assignment by running Google ads as well as Facebook ads. There are different types of campaigns that you can run. There's traffic, there's brand awareness, there's lead generation, there is conversion, and both in Facebook as well. So just to give an overview of what the difference is between like Facebook ads and Google ads. Google ads per se is an inbound marketing strategy where people search for that particular user query and then they land into your Google ads and then they come into your landing page and all of that happens. But with Facebook ads, you're generally throwing ads at them. You're saying this is my audience, and whenever Facebook comes across this audience, you're throwing ads at them. So which is like not very inbound marketing, but both of them have their own benefits and pros and cons, like all other marketing strategies. So you should figure out on what works best for your business, and more importantly, how you can do this is by running ads. There's no other way that you can do this. So I get general queries like, what is the CPL for this industry, that industry? I cannot say it, guys. There's no way that some marketer can give a like random number out there. It is not possible. Even when we take clients for Pixel Track personally for the agency side, we tell them the first month is going to be experimental. We're going to have a small budget and we start running ads there. We see what can be done, what is the like industry standards for their audience and everything, and then we see we get a number. Say 250 is the cost per lead, and then we say we'll optimize this every month. Going forward, you might reach at like 100 rupees for one lead. That's how it works. Same with Facebook. Yeah, same with Facebook as well. So if you have any general questions about Facebook ads and Google ads, just let me know. I will answer them quickly, and then Kamna will go ahead and show you on how to create one, and then should I make how much do you charge for the company? It depends, Raghu. We basically take clients who have good marketing budget. Otherwise we'll not have enough room to like experiment. So usually in the industry they charge around 20 to 25% of the marketing budget, the service fee as per agency. And freelancers definitely they charge according to what they want.
So I think a lot of you have like a lot of questions. What we can do is we'll just try to cover these for you in the course of the entire webinar. If you still have them, we'll take them ahead. So what do you guys think about doing it that way? Sounds good? Great. So great, guys. So this is Kamna Jay and that's Shreyas Vince. We are here from Team Pixel Track to take today's session for you. If you are ready, just give me a quick ready in the chat box and we'll jump into today's session. Great. That's the energy flowing. Great thing. So before we actually begin, don't worry what the assignment is about. That's why the session is there. If you're not clear, we'll run it through. This is what you need to sort of take it easy. Don't get so stressed about the assignment. You have time, you have resources, you have everything. Just focus on what you can learn most out of it. So before we begin, there's a little piece of information we would like. So there are going to be two polls now. One is for your Facebook ads, one is for your Google ads. So we want to know if you already have an existing account on Facebook ads as well as Google ads. So I'm just going to run a poll for that. Give me one moment. Okay, so which one do you think I'm going to run the poll for first? Is it going to be Facebook or is it going to be Google? Tell me in the chat box while I make the poll live. Okay. All right. So the poll is now live. Those who said Facebook are right. So we'll take another 10 seconds. And I'm going to end the poll in 3, 2, and 1. Cool. So these are the poll results, and you can see that 33% of the audience has an existing account and 67% doesn't. So these are the stats for Facebook, and let me also run a similar poll for Google Ads. So 1 second. This. And here's your second poll. Go ahead and cast your votes. So if you're logged in from the browser, you will not be able to see the poll. So that's why if some of you cannot see it, that's the reason. This is just for us to know what the stats are like. All right, so I'll end the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here are the results. So again, we see like about 35%. So that's the basic stats. So what we can see is most of you have not gone ahead and seen how the entire interface looks like. So don't worry, we'll now jump into the things that you need to know for, covering everything for Facebook ads and Google ads. Let me start sharing my screen. Give me one moment. So for all those who are worried, see, this is what we'll cover in today's session, and we'll be beginning with Google Ads, going on to Facebook ads, and we will also give you all the details about internship batch 3, which you need to have. And what I will do is I will just change the chat settings and so that there's no disturbance, and we can go around with it smoothly. So that's done for now. And all right, so the first thing is, if you don't have your own product, you can easily run it for the digital marketing batch 3. And yeah, I will share the mind map. I'll convert it to a PDF and you can access it. So that won't be a problem. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is you can run ads for batch 3 of the internship, and which is why this tab is there. Towards the end, I will share all the details that you need to know while creating your landing page, if at all, or when you're running the ad. And the second thing is, if you want to go ahead and do it for your own product, you are free to do that as well. So let's see. Let me take you to the assignment form, in fact. 1 second. So it's going to make things easier for you to put everything into place. So if you can see the assignment form, give me a quick yes in the chat box. Great. So let's jump into it and cover things as they are here. So coming to Google Ads. Now, if you do not have an existing Google Ads account, what you need to do is, for that, let me open an incognito window and reshare my screen with you. So if you can see my incognito window, give me a quick yes again, please. Great. So you go here and you type Google Ads. And if you see, click on the first link that you see. It's a Google ad again. And once you go there, you see that start today and get rupees 2000 in ad credit. Now let me listen to this carefully, okay? What this means is, if you sign up, if you put in your email ID here, you will receive an email from Google's end. You can activate your account from there. And what will happen is, when you start running your Google ads and any amount that you spend. All right, so I'm just going to stop the chat at all because it's a little too distracting. I will pause in the middle to take few questions. So this is what you need to do. You need to just on your normal browser, click on Google Ads, click on the first link, put in your email ID here. You will get an email, activate your Google Ads account from there. And what will happen is, once you run ads and your ad spend anything less than rupees 2000, whatever you spend, you will get it back in the form of credits, which you can use for your future Google ad campaigns. So that's what this is. And you can sign up and create your account here and set it up. So that's what you need to do. And let me share my screen again and open my Google Ads account for you. Give me 1 second. Okay. Ideally, you should be able to see my Google Ads screen. Shreyas, is this visible? Okay, let me just check again. Okay, cool. Thanks. So that's what you need to do. So I'll quickly sign in here. And once that's done, we'll get to the first question. So this is how your dashboard is going to look like. Facing some internet issues here. It's a little slow, so no worries. Basically, your first question is just your Google Ad account ID, and that's what you need to put in there. And while this loads, let me give you an overview of what you're doing in the entire assignment. You are making one campaign on Google Ads, and what you're doing is you're running 3 campaigns on Facebook Ads. That's all you're pretty much doing. There are little things here and there which you need to take care of to do these, which is why there are some additional steps. Now, if you go to the Google Ads dashboard, you see these digits on the top right. So that's your Google Ads account ID. All you have to do is select it, copy it, go back to the form and paste it here. That's all your first question is. Now, here is where you need to choose what is it that you're running the ads for. So it's pretty simple. It's either the third batch of the internship program or it's your own product. So just choose that option, and second question's also down. Now, before you actually stress, just read what the question is on the screen. And I will also read it here and I will try to break it down for you so that you understand what you're doing. So it says, enter the URL of the thank you page where you have installed the conversion tracking code from Google Ads. So if I share the mind map with you once again, what you can see is, if we talk about, say, get the URL of the thank you page, that was the first part in the question, which means that first of all, you need to create a thank you page. Okay. So that's the first thing. Now, going back to your question, you will see it says where you have installed the conversion tracking code from Google Ads. So that's all that is there. You need a thank you page and you need a code which needs to be installed on that particular thank you page. So if I take you back to the mind map now, what I've tried to do is I've tried to just break down the steps for you as to what we are trying to do at this stage. All we are trying to do is create a thank you page, set up redirection. I will also show you what this is, but before I show you, I want you to understand it rather than just like seeing it and following it. So it means that there is going to be a lead form, and once people fill it, they should see that thank you page. So which is what this is, set up redirection. After that, the conversion code is going to be on the thank you page, which we have set up on top. And what we have to do is we have to tell Google, right? Like Google will not know on its own that, oh, you know what, if somebody reaches the thank you page, I should count that as a conversion. So we will tell Google. And the way we tell Google is by setting up that conversion code and putting it on our thank you page. So that's the third thing we will do. And the fourth thing we will do is we will go ahead and set up an ad to actually promote the entire thing. I know it would have sounded a little complicated, but I just want to know in the chat box now, did it make little bit sense to you? If it did, just type yes. If it's confusing, just type CF. It's okay if you're confused, but if it's clear, just type yes. I see an equal mix of yes, confused, and little bit. Cool, no problem. Yes, I will repeat it, and this time I will repeat it by showing you each of these steps. So let me get to that. Okay, let's begin. Give me one moment. Cool. So the first thing is you need a landing page. So let me take you to my existing landing page. I had made it on MailChimp. So I'll just have to log in. Meanwhile, just try to analyze what we just discussed, how the entire process is working. Because it's important that you actually understand the reasoning behind it, how things work, because ultimately that is what is going to help you. Just setting this one campaign, setting up sending the assignment, submitting it, that's going to obviously take you somewhere. But if you look in the long run, trying to learn things from, understanding is what will make the difference for you. That's what I feel. So if I go to campaigns and okay, I'll just switch off my video for a while because it's becoming a little slow. So let me go here and open the editing bit. Now, once I've already created my landing page, and that's why I have this edit option. So I can go here and I'll just click on design so that I can show you the relevant options. Now, if you see here, there's a sign up form. And ideally, what happens is by default, if people fill in the form, what happens is they see this confirmation message where it says, like, you can set it up as a custom message. What will happen in that case is, once the form is filled, actually, let me show you the difference, okay? So I'm not going to change much of the settings. I'm just going to keep it basic and observe again what I've done here. I've chosen my sign up form. I've gone down. I've noticed the part where it tells what my button is going to do. So after form is submitted, send visitors to. So it's quite clear that once the visitor submits the form, what is going to happen? That is what we are trying to control at this step. So right now, if I just keep it as confirmation message actually and just save and close, as most of you, if you've done it, it will just show a small message here. But if it says landing page or in fact web address, because why I'm putting web address is because I need to install the Google Ads code. And come on, do you think, okay, I just want a quick yes or no from you, okay? Do you think any website is going to give me the right to install a Google Ads code on their website to track how many conversions are happening? Do you think any website will actually give me that right if I don't own it? No, right? Exactly. Exactly. So all of you agree with that, correct? So, which is why I need my own thank you page, because otherwise I cannot install the code. Exactly. Mukul says not at all. And that is true. So if I don't own the website, I cannot touch it, which is why after the form is submitted, a particular page from my website is what needs to show up, which is why I will choose web address here and I will redirect them to a page which I will now have to make. Like here it's already made. But for you, for example, suppose it's not made. So what you will do is your first step is you've set up your landing page and you have a sign up form. Most of you have already done it. Now your next step is go ahead and create a thank you page. So if you're on your WordPress dashboard, all you have to do is go to pages, click on add new, but I'll just go to all pages and show you my already existing thank you page. So all you have to do is create a new page and it's pretty simple. Okay, let me take you and run you through the edit option. So here it's up to you how you want to customize it. So for example, if you're doing it for your product, what you can do is after they sign up, you can also redirect them to your website. You can redirect them to join a particular channel you have, to your social media channels. You can do any of that. But I wanted to keep it really minimalistic. So if you see here, all that's there is, so imagine somebody sees this landing page, they're like, yeah, cool, I want to sign up for the internship program, it's starting, I'm already excited. They fill up this form. And what will happen after that is I want them to see a thank you page because I want to track the number of people who fill it and reach this page because that's what I'm trying to do here with Google Ads. So this is the thank you page where I've just put in the logo. told them a simple thank you for your registration, and here I've just specified that we have received your registration. Please check your inbox for further details, because at this stage I was also sending some emails after they registered. Like that was a little bit of a manual setup only which I had done. And in fact, since I'm talking about this, just makes me like a little nostalgic, because I was a part of the first batch, and it was somewhere exactly after this assignment that I joined Pixel Track. And I remember I was discussing this exact page with Shreyas, and we modified a few things, and that's how we ended up at it. So as I talk, it just reminds me of that, and yeah, that was really nice. So anyway, this is how you can set up your thank you page. And after you're done with all that, you can just like save it and finalize the structure, the content, just see how you like it. And one important thing here is you need to get your permalink. So what I've done is I've just added the slug as thank you. So if I want the URL of my thank you page, so right now my SSL certificate has expired. So that's why it shows you HTTPS, but it's always best to have your SSL certificate in place, especially if you're running these ads as well. So as you can see, once you go to WordPress, you create a new page. Yeah, exactly. As you can see, Elementor is used here. You get your slug in place and get your permalink. And if you manually and if you see, I've not, published this page anywhere else, because I just needed it as a backup thank you page. So though the page exists, it doesn't exist anywhere on the website. It's not listed there, but I have it on the backend for my use. So basically, if you put in your domain name / the slug you put there, you will have the permalink or the URL of your website, and that's the thank you page. Now that everything is ready, you need to take the URL of this thank you page, okay? And you need to take it back to MailChimp, and you need to put it here. So that's what you need to do to set up your thank you page after the sign up form. And once you do that, it will be ready. So I don't know if any changes were made. I hope not, but let's find out. So if you actually understood what we did till now, I'm going to open the chat box. Give me a quick yes or a no. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Jasmine asks a question here, which is, can you use the same landing page you used for the previous assignment? I would say absolutely yes. You can definitely do that. And that's why we sort of structured it in a way that it goes step by step, hand in hand for you. So to not publish your page, all you need to do is, like, as you saw, that just the page was created and I didn't really list it anywhere on my website. It's only if people manually type in this URL, they'll be able to actually reach it. That's all. And I would say, if there are any doubts, I would just request you to run through the recording again. Most things would be clear. And you need to make just one landing page. To get the URL, you can just manually type it, or what you can do is you can just go to all pages, and yeah, you can just click on view, and the URL which comes there is the URL you need. So if there are any more, I see a lot of questions, but we'll take them at the end. The code bit is what we will get to now. So this was just a simple procedure. So now that you have your thank you page, you also have your URL and everything is set up. You've also set up the redirection on MailChimp. Now what you do is you go to your Google Ads dashboard, and in your Google Ads dashboard, you need to go to tools and settings, and under tools and settings, you need to click on measurement, and there you need to click on conversions. That's where you will be receiving a code. So what you need to do is you need to click on the plus button here. It's a simple process. And then you need to click on website. So understand, okay? So right now what we are doing is, right now there is no code on the thank you page. Right now, Google does not know when a conversion will take place. Google does not know when is somebody reaching the thank you page. So that's why, to allow Google to know it, we are giving him this code. So you can choose a category here. You can put in a conversion name like say DD leads, or maybe you can specify, like this is just for your sake. And you can put in don't use a value for this conversion action, because right now you're not directly getting any particular amount, because you are actually leading them to, you know, the next steps of the internship program rather than just enrolling them. So here you can just keep it as don't use a value for this conversion action. And here it says 30 days. As of now, you can keep these settings as basic as they are. And then you can click on create and continue. Now, how you want to install your tag. It's best that you choose install the tag yourself. So this is the process I follow. So you can click on that. And here, if you go down, read what's written. It says, copy the tag below, paste it between the head section of every page of your website. This basically means paste it on your entire website. You only need to install this once per account, even if you're tracking multiple actions. So just click here, it will get selected, press Ctrl C. Now go back to your WordPress dashboard. So here what you need to do is, so I use this plugin called HFCM. So what you can do is, you can go to add new. I mean, okay, let me also show you how you can install it in case you've not done it earlier. You need to go to this plugins option. You need to click on add new. And once you reach add new, you need to search for HFCM. And then you need to install it and activate it. As soon as you activate it, you will be able to see it here. And after that, click on add new. So here you can give it a name. Like, ideally, you should just put like Google Ads code or anything like that, because this is your generic code which is going to be there on your entire site. And here, if you see, this says site-wide. So that's the option you need to choose. And understand what these codes and these plugins really do. All they do is, anything you put in here, that goes in the header section of your website. Since this is on WordPress and not, you know, something which you have manually coded, you cannot do it. And to integrate it on your head section, you use this plugin and keep it. So that's what we're doing. We're choosing header, show on all devices, status active. Take your code, which we copied from there, and just paste it here and click on the save button. So once you do that, your code will be active on the website. And the second thing you need to do, if you just scroll down, it says event snippet. Now, what is an event snippet? So an event snippet is basically, you know, something which you're trying to tell Google to only measure when a particular action happens. So if you see here, we are choosing page load, which means that if I paste this code on a particular page, anytime the page loads, Google will track that as a conversion after obviously going through the particular ad which we run. But before we actually start the ad, we need the codes in place. So which is why we are doing this before. So what we are telling Google is, when I run a campaign and when this page loads, once the campaign starts, I want you to track it as one conversion. So this is what we are telling Google, and this is what we are trying to cover here. So which is why I've chosen page load here, and I'm going to copy this code now, and I'm going to go back to my website, to my header plugin, and I'm going to add new again. But this time there's going to be a difference, because it says that copy it and paste it between the head tag of the page or pages you would like to track. So I want to ask you, what is the difference going to be in this case versus the previous code which we copied? If you know what the difference is going to be, tell me in the chat box right now. What is going to be different right now? Somebody says thank you page. Okay. Pasting only on thank you page. Side display should change. It should be only for the thank you page, thank you page. This one will only be on the thank you page. Side display will change, and exactly. First one is for the website. Second one is for the thank you page only. So that's right. That's good. A lot of you have got it, and that's great. Good job, guys. Good job. And you can use any header, footer plugin you want, any substitutes. That's absolutely okay. There's no one particular way, as long as you have the controls over changing site wide and page wide. It's absolutely fine. No restrictions. I think that's the good part about digital marketing. So snippet name, you have to, like, this is again for your reference, so I'm just going to put it thank you page test. And here I'm going to choose specific pages. And in page list, all the pages which are listed will show here, and I will click on thank you for registering. And I will not change anything else. I will just paste the code and I will click on save. After that, I will click on once, let it save actually. And after I'm sure, sometimes I just double click it because I don't know, it's like, because it doesn't show anything exactly that yeah it's done, or like a green sign or something creates like a sense of anxiety. You need that validation. So anyway, once you do it, it's actually done, and then you need to click on next. And as soon as you do that, it says you've set up your conversion action, and it also gives you the next steps. You can go ahead and follow those, or what you can just do is you can click on done. And now if you see, this says unverified, and the one before says no recent conversions. So this one I just made a while before we actually started, and when I started it showed unverified for me. Now before you freak out, just give it a read also. It says that verifying tags and receiving data can take a few hours. To speed verification, complete a conversion on your website and check for its data after a few hours. So basically, if it's working, it will show something like verified, I believe. And once you also have activity, it will show like verified, but I do not have any activity right now on the thank you page coming from the ads or anything as such. So it says no recent conversions, but this at least tells me that the code is active. And the second thing you can do to check whether your codes have been placed perfectly or not, what you can also do is, here if you see your code, it gives you a number here, and it also says event snippet. So you know that this is the code that you have pasted. All you have to do is go to your thank you page, click on view page source, and just search for something like event snippet or the number, which is this, and you can see it here. So these are two sort of checks you can do, and this will take a while. It took a while for me also to change from unverified to showing no recent conversions, and once you make a campaign and get conversions, it will also start showing verified. So now I want to take you back to the form, and I want to take you back to the question. And here it says enter the URL of the thank you page. So I'm going to turn on chat now, and I'm going to break this question, and you're going to answer it bit by bit, and you'll see how you've understood half of the things that you need to do. Okay. So it says enter the URL of the thank you page. So do you know where you need to create your thank you page for the assignment? Correct. WordPress. Yes. Okay. WordPress. Yes. On your site. Exactly. Correct. So that's what you're doing. After you've created your thank you page, what do you need to do with it? After you've created your thank you page, what do you need to do with it? Don't worry if you don't know. Think. What did we do? What you would need to do is you would need to go back to MailChimp and redirect your sign up form to your thank you page. Exactly. Praveen got it right. He says submit it to MailChimp. Correct. Cool. So that's what you need to do. So you have created your thank you page, and you have also set it on your MailChimp. So if it says enter the URL of a thank you page, you know that bit is ready. Now going to the second bit. So Rama asks redirect what? So I'm just going to show that step once again. So once the thank you page was ready, what we ideally needed to do was go back to campaigns, and most of you would have already existing landing pages. You need to go to edit, and you need to edit your design again. And you need to go back to your sign up form and tell MailChimp, boss, if somebody is signing up on my form, this time send them to my page. That's all you're telling MailChimp. And how will you tell MailChimp? By clicking on your sign up form, seeing the options here, telling them send to means after form is submitted, send visitors to see. MailChimp is asking you. So you say web address, and in web address, you enter the web address of your thank you page. And this is what the thank you page bit is all about. Cool. Now, if we go back to the assignment, after it says enter the URL of the thank you page where you have installed the conversion tracking code from Google Ads. So as you know, this is what we did here. We took the entire code and we also pasted it site-wide. And for this particular conversion, we pasted it on a specific page. So that's what we did. And if you have completed the steps till now, you can happily take the URL of your thank you page and paste it here. And you can go to next. So if you have clarity here, just type clear. Yes, Shreyas is answering. Jiteshwari also is here saying that you can use insert headers and footers plugin. Absolutely, you're free to use any kind of header plugin that you like. That's not an issue. Yes, we will share the recording. Cool. So let's proceed now. Now, if you go back to the form, it says screenshot of your search campaign and other specifications you need to take care of, which we will mention as we go ahead. So now your next step is to now go ahead and create a campaign. So click on new campaign, and we are asking you to create a search campaign. So you can just click on create a campaign without a goals guidance and go to search. Now let's understand what a search campaign is. So let's see what I can get ads for. Order. Cool. So as you can see, it says ad and it shows a Domino's Pizzas ad. Wow. So anyway, the results which show when we put in a search query, this is called a search query, what you put in Google to find anything. This is a search query, and when you put in a search query, you get a search result, and that's your search ad. So that's what it is. It's important that, you know, as you do it, you visualize and understand what you're doing. So that is what you're trying to do. When somebody puts in a query, you're trying to show your results. So you click on search and you click and then you choose. And also I would recommend you to actually read. Anytime you see, you hover your mouse over each type of campaign, it explains what it is. And even in fact, for these goals, I would say at this point, don't get into thinking, when should I run which type of campaign? No. Try to understand what is each type of campaign. Slowly read up about it and experiment with different things. Don't stress out and jump onto that. Take it step by step, and trust me, the more you run it, the easier it's going to become. So that's what it's about. So you can select on search, you can click website visits, and here you can put in your website, and you can also skip it if you want, but it's best that you just put it there. Now it says type search. You can put in your campaign name here, and here it says search network and display network. So display network is basically it's what is clearly mentioned here. That's all it is. Expand your reach by showing ads to relevant customers as they browse sites, videos, and apps across the internet. So whenever you're on different websites, sometimes you'll notice images here and there, and that's what display network advertisements are. So I will not select them as of now because I just want to make a basic search network. And for the purpose of the assignment, it's search network, which will suffice as of now. And that's what you need to do here. And one important point, in fact, which I want to clarify in respect of the assignment is, so a lot of you had this confusion whether what is mandatory. Is it mandatory to run Google ads, or is it mandatory to run Facebook ads? So what we have decided is, okay, actually I'll cover that in the next section for you. Just wait for the clarification. So here you can choose your location, and you can choose it to India or city specific or even global based on where you're going to do it. If you're running it for regional languages, you can change it here, but more often than not, you can find it as English. You can choose audience specific if you like, but ideally you can just skip it and you can get to the budget. So, okay, I will need to mention this bit here. So what we have asked you to do for the ad, for the purpose of the assignment, is that you run an ad for an amount ranging between like up to at least 1,000 rupees. And why we are saying this is because if you don't run this ad now, you will not get the hands-on experience. You will not know what is going well, what is not going well, what actually mistakes you make. And the best part is you're going to get it back as credits. And of course, it has an expiry period. You can check it out. I think it's 3 months, but I'm not sure. So what you can do is that you need to just run ads for 1,000 rupees. Don't run it beyond that. So put in a daily budget of 400 or 500, and once it reaches 1,000, just you can pause your campaign and submit your assignment. So it's better that you start your assignment way before time, because it will take time for you to get results and get everything else in place. So that's what it is. It's mandatory that you run Google ads because you're going to get the credit back when you want to run ads in future. So here you can put in your budget, and after that, what do you want to focus on? So now we want to we want to measure conversions. So that's why the goal you need to choose here is conversions. And after that, you can click on save and continue. So now what happens here is Google Ads has various ad groups, and within each ad group also you have different options to create ads. Now it may sound confusing, but it's pretty simple. If you even just try to visualize it, it's like you have a campaign, and under a campaign you have different ad groups. And as you see, this is ad group number 1, which is, now just think of it this way. All right, what options is the ad group allowing you to enter? It is allowing you to enter keywords, which means if you create another ad group, it will allow you to create a different ad group. But to begin with, you can keep things simple, because that's the only advice I want to give you, because I saw that most of you have not even created an ad account yet, which means you're starting up. So to start out with, the best thing is to just get a hands-on experience after obviously trying to understand the pros and cons and the process. So you can go ahead with one ad group as of now, or if you like to go ahead with different ad groups, it would require some research, keyword research, target audience definition, and things like that. So that's what the ad group is. And here what you can do is you can enter a related website, or you can enter your own keywords. So for example, if I just type in www.digitaldeepak.com and press on enter, I will get a couple of keyword suggestions here. But if you really want to know how it works, you should go ahead and try a tool like Ubersuggest or Keywords Planner here and see the volume and things like that. But if you just want to get an experience of how to explore it, you can go here and you can choose certain keywords here. And that's what you need to do. So there's something called keyword types also. I'm sure most of you know, but we will cover that towards the end. As of now, it's important that you just know what they are. So anything you type just like that is a broad match. And okay, so what you can do is, in fact, instead of me trying to sit and explain here, I would suggest after this Q&A session, you have a look here. I will give you a brief of what each keyword type is, but do not stress about it and think about it and spend your time on that. Do your reading, it will be pretty clear. So broad match is basically anything that you write without any other sign is a broad match. And as you can see here, it's pretty simplistic. It actually doesn't, like it will, it's really broad. Anywhere the term is included, you'll get the search result. If there are any typos here and there, it will still show. So it really becomes like really broad basically. Negative keywords actually comes in the picture once you start running ads. You see some queries, and what happens is, for example, say marketing classes is something we had like seen that one. Basically, whenever somebody, for example, search for marketing classes and our ad was showing, once we run it, we can see the report. So once we see that our ad is showing for marketing classes and we don't want it to show for marketing classes, we can add it as a negative keyword. So just know what it means as of now. The next thing is broad match modifier. What that means is you can just add a plus sign. So I'm going to tell you again, don't stress about it right now. You will understand it in due time. You will need to read up a bit here and there about it. So what this means is if you type the plus sign, whatever you type before, like say I've put the plus sign before marketing. Now, if somebody searches for, if they add digital here or any other word before marketing, my ad will trigger. So that's what broad match modifier does. Phrase match means if, for example, like I know if it might sound a little confusing, but just want to give you like a rough knowledge and overview of it. So phrase match is basically if you put something in these quotes, and what will happen is as long as those words which are there within quotes are there in anything a user searches for, your ad will basically trigger. And if we talk about exact match, it means that if and only if the user searches for what you're saying, that is when the results will trigger. So that's what this is. You can play around with the keywords, and on the right side you'll be able to see the estimates and things like that based on your budget. And once you figure this out, sort it out and finalize on keywords, you can click on save and continue. And here's where you need to design your ad. So here, if you're running it, for example, for the internship, so this is where you need to put in the final URL. So final URL is nothing but the page where you want your users to go after they click on your ad. 1 second. Fine, I'll just go from here. So basically the link to your landing page. That's what you need here. So just need to take that URL, and that's what needs to be your final URL. Here, whatever you type, you'll also be able to see a live preview of it here. So say, you decide on 3 factors or 3 headlines you want to show, and anytime somebody searches, this is how your ad is going to look. And this is the display path. You can change it here by saying whatever you type in here is what is going to be visible here. Here's the description. So you can add the description bit, which will show below the URL. What you need to type is You can just finalize your description there. And once you're done with that, you can either click on save and continue, or you can click on done and create next ad. So what that will allow you to do is it will allow you to create multiple ads. So you can create that, and what will happen is Google will experiment and it will show different ads based on what you type in the headline, description, and things like that. And the best performing ad is what will be shown much more. So then you can click on save and continue. 1 second. And once you do that, your campaign will be ready. And that's how you make your search campaign. Now, if you go back to the assignment, it says include a screenshot of your search campaign. All metrics should be included, but mostly we need your cost and your cost per conversion and your conversion to be visible for sure, along with the campaign type. And it also says take the screenshot from your Google Ads account and upload the screenshot anywhere online and share the image URL with us. So what you need to do is, once you have set up your campaign, you can just go back to your dashboard again. And click on campaigns to be able to see it. I will also show you how you can pause your campaign. Say, once you've spent about 1,000 rupees and gotten your results. And once you reach here, if you're technically starting your campaign now, this should be on top. Or 1 second.
Kamna, you might want to like change the campaign status filter.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that should be a good idea. Fine. So that way you get the particular campaign that you need here, and let that be on top, or even if it's below, but just make sure it's visible. And if you can see that the metrics are not visible, you can just like zoom out and ensure that the metrics which are there on the screenshot are visible. And of course, upload it once you start running your ads and you start seeing some results here. So this is what you can do. And you can go ahead and take a screenshot by using the snipping tool or any other tool. And when you're taking the screenshot, just ensure your email ID on the top right is visible in the screenshot, and this particular campaign, and your cost per conversion, cost, campaign type. These are the main factors which need to be there. And if they don't fit, you can zoom out. So take the screenshot, and what you can do is you can go on imgdb.com and upload it there if you like. And once you go here, you can click on upload and choose your image from the, you can just choose your correct image. It's just taking some time to load there. And just remember, you let this be to don't auto delete. By default, it will be don't auto delete. Make sure you keep it that way, because what happens is while your assignments are being reviewed, if your link doesn't open, it's like we'll have to, not approve your assignment. So of course we don't want to do that. So this is my sincere request. Please ensure you keep it to don't auto delete. All you need to do is click on upload, take this URL and paste it here. And after you're done with that, once you get your cost per conversion, save whatever you get it, you can just like put it here. Say if you're getting 10 rupees, you can put it like 10.0010 or whatever dimensions you're getting it in. And once you're done with that, your Google Ads part of the assignment will be over. So if you feel more confident about going ahead and doing your assignment, just type in confident in the chat box. Cool. So I see a lot of you are confident, some of you still have doubts. So I'm going to make a Facebook thread here so that, all of us who are pretty much clear with the basics can sort of connect and just, help each other out. So 1 second. Yes, that's right. Only one campaign in Google Ads as of now. So while I make this, Shreyas, are there any common queries that you notice? Would you like to sort of clear them out? Like maybe for another 5 minutes, we can stick to Google Ads, and after that, we can move on to Facebook Ads.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I guess pretty much clear. No, everybody is clear with the thank you page being made in WordPress. If your website is hosted somewhere else, like if you're using different thing, then you'll have to manually deploy the code. But for now, let us stick to WordPress. Somebody is saying my voice is not clear. Is it all okay, guys? If it is okay, please give me a 1 in the chat box. Clear. Okay, fine. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly share my screen and I'll show you one of the campaigns I did for Your Story team. So to give you an overview of what we did was we basically created a ebook which was called as the 50 business ideas. So I'll first show you that ebook. Give me a minute. Okay. Can you guys see the ebook here?
Yeah, Shreyas, it's visible.
Okay. So this was the ebook that we created for Your Story. So it was 50 business ideas. So if you can go through, it's like 50 business ideas with other details like investment requirements and all of that. So what we did next was we hosted this ebook on a landing page. Let me go there now. So this was the landing page. I guess I've showed this back in the landing page webinar as well. So we also created search ads for this, basically Google Ads. So what I did is first you have to go and do keyword research. But for now, for your assignment purpose, you can just fetch some 5-10 keywords and put it inside one ad group. But going forward, you should always get do very in-depth keyword research. Like you have to come up with a ton of keywords. Like if you see just for that landing page, I've come up with close to 120 keywords here. So, and I've segregated it to the ad groups. So this, all these 3 keywords will go into one ad group. This will go into the other ad group. This into the other ad group. So basically what I'm trying to do here is the more I do research, the better keywords I get. And it means that people are searching for this keyword. And if people are searching for this keyword, then why not show the ad? So once they see this ad and then they go to the landing page, then they come to the landing page and it will be counted as one conversion. So in the Google Ads, you also have, somebody was asking, I guess it was Ayush the other time, will it count multiple conversions, right? No, it will not count multiple conversions. Your global site tag takes care of, yeah, now the screen is clear. So your global site tag will take care of who comes from the Google Ads, and only when then your thank you page is loaded, right? Only then it will be considered as one conversion. You also have an option in the Google Ads conversion setting which says count one conversion or count every conversion. So if you are sending traffic to an e-commerce store where there are multiple products and people might buy multiple products, then you have to count each product as one conversion. In that case, you have to select it as every conversion. Otherwise, you can count it as one conversion. Doesn't matter if that guy loads the page twice or thrice, it will still be calculated as one conversion. That is one thing. So this is how I've done it. So let's go to this browser and say digital marketing courses. I've typed digital marketing courses and I can see an ad from Udemy. So they've used this digital marketing courses in their ad copy as well. So what I did is I went to Ahrefs. So I went to Site Explorer and I deployed Udemy as the domain name. And here at the bottom, I have something called as page search, which is called as PPC keywords. So I get a ton of keywords for which they're running ads for digital marketing course. So if you see here on the top, I have put a filter saying that digital marketing terms should be there in their keyword, and I get a ton of keywords. You can do this as well as in Uber Suggest. All you have to do is go here, type digital marketing courses, give one space and see it's Mangalore, in Bangalore, online. All of these are good keywords. What you have to do is fetch all of these keywords, put in Uber Suggest and see if they have enough volume. Otherwise, what happens is once you start running the ad, if your keyword itself doesn't have enough volume, then your ad is not going to run, which means there's no requirement at all for you to run ad because nobody is searching for it. So the first step is right now, fetch some 5 to 10 keywords, put it into one ad group, or if you can segregate it right there according to their phrases, say digital marketing courses for men, digital marketing courses for women, you can place them in separate ad groups. The reason why you're doing this is you can become more relevant with the ad copy. So if you have this in different ad groups, say one ad group will have digital marketing courses for men, the other will have digital marketing courses for women. You can write different ad copies for both of these ad groups. And your ad copy should always relate to your keyword that you're using, because that creates high relevancy. And also once they click on your ad and go to your landing page also should have these keywords in your landing page. That way the conversion will be much more higher. For that particular landing page that I showed you, we got like good conversion with Facebook as well as on Google Ads. We got close to 30% plus, I guess, if I remember it correctly. That is one thing. And is there anything else that you guys want to know? And I guess I'll show you one more thing, that is the display ads. So the first reason is, so somebody clicks on this Udemy course here, search ad, which is a search ad, and they go to the landing page. Udemy knows that you have come to the landing page because of the global site tag. Okay, even though you have not landed on their thank you page or whatever, they still know that you have come there. So you can retarget these people who have come to your landing page. That kind of builds over time. You need more people to come in, only then the custom audience part will start working. That's the same with Facebook as well. So Facebook has an option saying that retarget visitors of my website who came down 180 days back. So it fetches all of that data. So what happens next is when I kind of browse any other websites on the internet, you kind of see ads, right? See, this is one ad from Shutterstock. I use Shutterstock very frequently. And then there is one more pop-up ad which says Bluehost hosting. So all of these are retargeted ads. That is where most of the display ads come in. Otherwise, it will cost super high for you to just like go ahead and set up display ads right away. So did you get the difference between the search ads and the display ads right now? Display ads are more like banner ads, which you kind of retarget people for. Otherwise, they're just going to be like seeing that and they'll be like, what is this? Like, they don't find that connection. They don't find that relevancy. That is why whenever you go to Amazon, you check a product and then you browse some other website, you see that particular product itself in your feed. Has that happened to you anytime? Yeah. So for the assignment purpose, you just have to collect leads. It can be for your, it can be for the internship program, or if you have a product of your own, you can run for that as well. But since we have this fast 100 thing, it would be better if you run for internship. That way you will be competing with the like ones.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
these
Stop.
ads is saved, it will be
Stop.
saved in your
Stop.
dashboard.
Don't worry. Stop 100. Chill, chill. Yeah.
Yeah, top
Yeah,
100.
yeah, yeah. Relax, relax.
Sorry for that.
So guys, just one thing. So just go ahead here, and if you're willing to sort of, just help out your fellow mates, quickly go here and just type a yes so that we can have this thread. And so Ankush brings up the question here that, to set up a Google Ads account from the beginning is a different process. So I would highly recommend that one of you go ahead and while you're setting up a new account, like while you're learning it, make a short video and send it across, because it's a very basic setup process. You can easily Google it, ask it to other people. So you guys can go ahead and take that initiative. It's not a problem. So that's the solution to that. And the second point he's bringing up is about the header and footer plugin. I have personally used HFCM. So
Okay. If
about,
that doesn't work to like deploy codes on pages, you can use any other plugin.
yeah, so I mean, it's, you should think about what purpose you want to meet, and you can go ahead and resolve it. Like, you try to explain the purpose. If that's met, anything is fine. So here's the thread, and Kishore says yes. You have Jiteshwari ready to help you, Priya, Jaspal, Ayush, Shikha, Sandeep, Srinivas, Dipankar. Wow, Dipankar says it will be really awesome for me. So Dipankar, I didn't understand if you mean you're going to help, or you mean that if people who help, that's going to be awesome. So great. So we have a lot of guys coming up. So make sure you actually actively look at the different responses you get and try to help out, because one thing I can assure you is, in the process where you will help out, you will come across queries which you'll come across queries which you don't know answers to. And if you go ahead, Google it, it's ultimately going to create learning for you. So that's great. So Dipankar thinks it's awesome to help you guys out. So wow, guys. So you have so many guys to actually go out there and help you out. So these are some basic things about Google Ads, and some common queries which I'll quickly wrap up in another 2 minutes, which I saw in the chat are, yes, you have to do it for one campaign on Google Ads. It's mandatory. So let me do something. Let me just share my screen with the mind map, and whatever I think was the common query, let me see if I can just include it here so that it's summarized for you. So ads of ₹1,000, try to stick to this budget and set up the campaign. In fact, I'll just make it search campaign, ₹1,000, and that's pretty much it. You need to create a thank you page. You need to set up redirection. You need to set up the conversion code. You need to set up the search campaign, and you need to run ads of ₹1,000, and you need to measure your, and this is what we'll mainly be trying to, like, this is in fact the metric which assesses the assignment for you as well. So that's what it is. So this is all you need to do as a Google Ads. Of course, it's much more complicated. It's not a piece of cake. I will not say that to you. But to begin with, if you start like this should be good enough for you. And yes, you can go ahead, make it for your own product, and you're free to do that. But if you do it for the internship, it will allow you to actually analyze your Google Ads making skills much better. So that's what it pretty much is. And if you're excited and ready to jump into Facebook ads, I know it's a long session. It's pretty exhausting. We will get to the last date of the submission. Don't worry. Don't worry. So duration of ads, instead of duration, it's the budget which we are actually trying to see, telling you to measure it by. Once you reach 1,000, you can go ahead. So Dipankar says ready, please proceed. So just tell me quickly if you're ready. Give me a quick yes. Okay, so Bhamini asks how to pause. So all right, I'm just going to show that bit, and then we'll move to Facebook ads.
Yeah. So you guys can go ahead and create a campaign for 400 rupees daily budget. So usually Google doesn't like spend all the money sometimes, or it might spend more money as well. So you kind of have to go somewhere in between. So if you say 400 rupees, by the end of third day or by the end of second day, you will be able to reach 1,000 rupees ad spend.
So to just pause your campaign, all you need to do is you need to be on campaigns, and as you can see here, it is green as of now. If I just click on this, it says pause. So that's what you can do if you want to just pause your campaign and it will stop running. So, all right.
So, Kamna, I guess there's one more question. Where do we have to add the money? If you can just show tools and settings and then billing section.
Setting bit, so that I think it's pretty simple. You can just go here and set it up. It's nothing complicated. So that's all you need to take care of. Enter your details and set that up. So just simple things there. I'm sure you can figure that out. If there are any further queries going ahead for that, you can go ahead and put it on the group. So just set it up there. So which is what, while you're setting your account, make sure you take care of these accounts and these settings. These are the settings you need to take care of just one time. So if you're ready for jumping into the next session, it's already 5:11. Just give me a quick yes. Any further questions, we'll try to take them towards the end. And the Facebook group is there for the simple queries. Great. Cool. So, all right, I'm just going to pause the chat also as of now, and we'll proceed. One second. So if we go back to the form, you can see that the second part is your Facebook ads campaign. And this is just an important setting where we've included the image, because for Facebook ads, it's important that you share your link with us while you're submitting the assignment. So that's why this image is there for you. It's there at every step so that there's no confusion and it's easy for you to refer. So that's what this is. This is just the screenshot of where you can get the link while submitting your assignment. So click on continue and it says, what is your Facebook ad account ID? So there's something I would like to cover before we jump into the assignment, and it would be a little bit theoretical. So just wait for it. 1 second. Yeah. So if we just go here, and I would highly recommend you go through Deepak Sir's Facebook Mastery course, because a lot of things will be covered for you here. So now when we talk about Facebook ads, there are going to be two things. You can have a personal ads account or you can have a business ad account. Now, when you have your personal ad account, it's like you just have one particular ad account under it because it says personal ad account and it's going to be linked to your personal profile. But if you want to manage multiple ad accounts in your business, you can go ahead and get a business manager account. Don't worry about these things. If you're listening to it for the first time, it might sound little, what is this? But I will share one link with you, which I personally liked. And it's pretty clear about how you need to set things up if you're setting up a business manager account for the first time. So don't worry about those things. And if you see here, we have like ads manager and business manager. And in your personal account, you just have like one single account. Now it's up to you. You can go ahead and create a personal ads account as well as a business manager account. And once we are done with the mind map, I'll show you the link to actually be able to reach to each of these. Now just remember one thing, when you're making a personal ad account, sometimes what will happen is your card will not get accepted or it will say, no, it does not work. So first thing you should do is try an alternate card. And if it still doesn't happen, go ahead with a business manager account. And one important thing you need to remember is while you're setting your payment, before you choose the payment method, you will have Paytm as an option. But once you choose any other debit or credit card, this is only applicable for your personal account. Once you choose it, you will not be able to go back to Paytm. So if you're planning on using Paytm, choose it when you're setting it up initially. And if you're planning on using your debit card or something, it's okay. Now consider your personal ad account is not set up. Scenario 1. Scenario 2 is, I personally feel much more comfortable using a business manager account for Facebook ads because it allows me to add multiple ad accounts and manage it all at one place. So these are two reasons why you need to use a business manager account. And if you're a freelancer or you're planning on opening an agency, you'll definitely need to use the business manager account. So what happens here is you just have to, like if you're going for business manager account, you need to create an account. You need to add your name, address, and website. Simply verify your email ID. Like these are just simple steps, and I'll share the link with you because my account's already set up and everything's just set up there. So if you just have a look at it, I assure you it will be simple enough for you to go ahead and set it up. And this is the blog. I've also included the link here. I'll also share it in the chat box with you. And one thing you need to remember is in your personal ads account also, in fact, it will add you for your GST number. You can skip that option. It's not mandatory. Now, second thing you need to know is, so this was all about your ad account. So before I continue, let me just show you the URLs about how you can actually go ahead and reach different ad accounts, like the personal one and the business manager one, because I understand a lot of you would be using it for the first time. So if you just go to facebook.business.com, business.facebook.com. Essentially, I'm logged in. So let me just go to an incognito window and reshare my screen. In fact, that's going to be better. And you can also do it via your Facebook account itself, in fact, but I prefer going via Google. So this is the business manager, and you can create your account there. And once you create your account, one second. These are the different steps which you need to take care of. They're shown pretty much step by step here. Create your account and enter the business name, account name, your email ID. It will send you a verification email. Go to your email inbox and just activate it. Add your business details. Now in a business account, it's mandatory that you fill all the address bit, your website, your country. Promote its own goods or services. If you're a company and you're doing digital marketing or running Facebook ads for yourself, you choose this. If you're an agency or a freelancer, you choose the second option. And once you're done with that, so it's mandatory that you have a Facebook page because you run Facebook ads for Facebook pages. So you need to connect your page here. If you don't have a Facebook page, you can go ahead and create it. It's not a big deal. So you can add a page here. After you've added the page, you can, so all the pages which you are an admin or owner of will automatically show them. So you can choose that. And after that, you need to add an ad account. If you don't, so if your personal ad account is already made, you can add it from here, or you can go ahead and create a new ad account. Again, if this is sounding complicated, once you do it hands-on, it's just going to come one step after the other. So it's not going to be a challenge for you. And here's how you can create your ad account. And these settings you don't need. It's only up till that point where you need to go through to actually go ahead and set up your business ad account. So give me one moment while I share the other screen as well. So meanwhile, I'm just going to open the chat box if you have any confusions about that. You can put it in the chat box right now. Mind map I will share with you later. It's up to you, whatever email ID you want to use. No, there's no problem, Kishore, if you create both type of accounts. In fact, I created my personal account and I was facing payment issues, but my personal account is still added in the business account. Jignasa MailChimp free trial is for 14 days, but the landing page will still work. The landing page is a free feature. It's a freemium feature. Like most of the features are free of cost. Shubham asks if there's any difference between US and Indian account. So it's the currency bit, whatever you choose, your ad spend and everything you'll have to put in dollars. Fine. So now for Facebook ads, it's not compulsory that you run these ads. Okay. So I'm going to pause the chat again. So for Facebook ads, it's not compulsory that you go ahead and run the ads. You just have to make it and you can share it with us as a draft. So that's not a problem. So that's what you need to do. You don't need to actually spend money on running Facebook ads. You can share the draft campaign with us. And what I'm also going to share today is the draft campaign only. So now I'm also just quickly going to show you the personal account, and then we'll jump into the campaigns. So for the personal ads account right now, I'll go from Facebook only. You can go to manage ads, or for you, if you've not created an account, I think it will show something like create ad account. So this is how the personal ads manager looks like, and you can set up everything from here. And important thing you need to know here are ads manager. Like, of course, I would highly recommend you go through Audience Insights and Creative Hub. Just give me 1 second and need a glass of water. You can explore these different options, but you can get an insight about all audience types available, or for your particular page also, if you have one. You need to know ads manager. That's where we create ads. And here, if you see events manager, is where we will create pixels. It's important. Here again, when you create pixels and have different audience types, assets part becomes important. That's where you create your custom audience. And fine, here I'll just quickly show in fact, in the business manager, I'll show you the bidding part of it. So that's what this is. This is how your dashboard is going to look. And this is how your business manager dashboard is going to look. And this will show up after you set up different accounts. And if the initial setup seems a little intimidating, it shouldn't be. It's going to be pretty simple. Don't worry about it. You'll find a ton of articles and videos on how to go about this setup. It's a very basic setting. Once you're through it, you'll know how it works. So nothing to worry there. The setup bit is going to be pretty simple. So once you're in billings, you can see the kind of ads you run, and you'll be able to see the different transactions you've had. If you go to payment settings, it's like here you can just change your payment method. And if you see here, it says debit or credit card. Sometimes some cards don't get accepted, so you can just change them. And here's where you can put in your account spending limit. What will happen is if you're starting out, it will show you a small limit, like I'm not sure how much, but something around, I think 1,000, 2,000, something like that. So if I want to change it, and if I want to put it something like, like say 1,000, and I can just update it here. What this means is, once I've put in my card here, and once the ads start running, every time ads worth of rupees 1,000 have been run, Facebook is automatically going to deduct it. So that's pretty much basically it. And 1 second. Yeah, so that's just the basic dashboard and interface I wanted to acquaint you with. So if we move on, these were the account things you needed to know. Facebook page is compulsory. Now you'll need to learn how to install Pixel, and you'll see how and from where you can use the Facebook Pixel helper. In campaigns, you need traffic and brand awareness and lead generation. We'll see how to create a lead generation campaign. And the budget bit, I'll show you why I've mentioned it here. So let's jump into the form. If you feel that Facebook ads is not going to be that difficult for you, let me know in the chat box. If you think you can do it, just say I can do it in the chat box. Great. I like how Dipanka says for sure. Nice. Sure, we're trying to guide, and you can always go back, see this recording. We've tried to cover. It's not necessary that you spend money on Facebook ads. Don't worry. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay. So if we go to this assignment, and the first thing you need is your Facebook ad account ID. So I'll go back to my Facebook ads account, and if I go to ads manager, so ideally how you need to reach your Facebook ads account every time is, if you're using the browser, is just click on business.facebook.com, or you can go from within your Facebook account and it will directly bring you to your page here. And here you can choose your particular ad account. If this is the personal account, if you're using the business account, go to that particular business account. And once you go there, you can choose, okay, let it load. Go to ads manager. And once you're here, you'll see on the top left, after you have set everything up, Facebook will give you a number. So this is the number which you actually need for, this is actually your Facebook ads account ID. It's also visible in your title bar here. I mean, you can take it from there, or you can just copy it from here. You can like copy it from both places. It's clickable, but make sure you don't miss any digit. So you can just take this and just paste your unique account ID here. And once you're done with that, you need to put the URL of your website where you're going to install Facebook Pixel. Now, a pixel is again something which tracks the data of users on the website. What a pixel will do is, it's again another code which you will install on your website. And what that pixel will do is, it's like a capturing mechanism. Whenever you go to the website, the pixel will sort of capture you and it will give it to the owner of the ad, and the owner of the ad will be able to retarget the people who are captured. So what we'll do now is, we'll go back to our ads manager, and in ads manager, you need to go to events manager. Sometimes some of you might have a different interface, and if it's a different interface, you need to find events manager, and under events manager, you need to find pixels. So the key term you need to remember here is events manager. Now I've already installed the pixels, but if you haven't, what will happen is, it will directly, like, I think, prompt you, or it will show you an option saying add a new pixel. So you should click on that particular option. And this is my pixel which is already installed. So I'm going to click on it, and I can show you a similar screen which would actually come up for you after you click on install pixel. So right now I have a pixel, so I'm entering in the pixel. What you need to do is, you need to click on install or set up pixel. So, and how your screen is going to look is, it will show you these options. Click on manually add code to website, and it says install base code on website, copy it, paste it in the header section, and whatever. It's basically just telling you paste it on every page of your website, and when you're pasting it, you'll obviously paste it on the header section. So you'll go back to your WordPress dashboard, you'll go back to HFCM, and you will click on add new, and here you will give another snippet name, and you will ensure you keep it site wide, and you'll also ensure that these other settings stay as header, show on all devices, and active, and you'll just simply paste it here and you will click on save. Now there are multiple ways in which you can verify this information. So what you need to do is, go to Google, click on search for Facebook Pixel Helper, click on the link which you get, and install and activate this particular Chrome extension. So it says remove from Chrome because it's already installed. And if you see this, this is what it's going to be like. Now this page does not have a pixel, so it's turned gray. And if I go back, or if I just load this website, what will happen is, you can see that it's blue in color and it shows me a number, and it also shows me the pixel ID. And if I go back to my ads manager, And you can just click on continue once you're done. It won't allow me to do that because I already have this pixel. So if you see, this is my pixel ID, which ends in like 766. And if I go here and just like search here, it's the same pixel. So this is how you can verify whether your pixel has been installed or not. You can of course also do it via page source and search for your pixel ID. So that's another thing you can do. And sometimes it will take some time for it to actually get activated, so you can refresh it. So that's all you need to do to install your pixel. And once you install it, you enter the URL of your website. And after that, you put a screenshot of the pixel from your website. So you go back to your website and you click on this Facebook pixel helper, and here whatever name you put for your ad account will show here. Say for example, whatever man, like just take any random name, like say Cisco. So it will show like Cisco's pixel here. And what you need to ensure is, you need to, while taking a screenshot, make sure that this domain name here is visible in the screenshot and this pixel ID. These two things sure need to be visible in your screenshot. And just take it and upload it on IMGBB in the same way and include your link here and share it with us. Now, talking about brand awareness campaign and traffic campaign, they are really simple campaigns. And in the interest of time, I would like to move to lead generation for brand awareness, traffic, and another type of campaign, which I will mention going down. I would highly recommend you have a look at Deepak sir's webinar taken today. He's explained each type of campaign in extreme details. So that's what I would suggest you to go ahead and do. But I will show you one type of campaign, which is lead generation. But let me run you through the form. So here we had brand awareness, here we had lead generation, and here we have traffic. And if you see, that's all. So I will talk about Facebook lead generation campaign. So that's the thing we will be covering here. If you are ready to see how to go about a lead generation campaign, just give me a yes in the chat box. Okay guys, awesome. So one thing I would like to clarify here is, when we are referring to lead generation campaign, we are giving you the freedom. So it's like we are building it into 2 steps. So first I'll talk about the little bit longer one, then I'll talk about the fairly simpler one. So if you see, lead generation can be done within Facebook. It can also be done via a conversion optimized campaign. So if you want to go ahead and create a conversion optimized campaign, you have 2 options. You can easily go ahead and see today's webinar. It's clearly explained, the one by Deepak sir. You can have a look at it. It's clearly explained how to go ahead and make that. And in fact, it's also there in Facebook Ads Mastery course, as it was also explained in the crisp video. So you can go ahead and do that, and you can create a custom conversion conversion optimized campaign. So for that, you have to create like a custom conversion, you have to set it up, and then you have to create a conversion campaign. So this is done using the pixels. But and we understand that some people are fairly new to this, in fact majority of you. That's why we are giving you another option, and the simpler option is what we'll be covering now. The complicated one, I wouldn't like to call it complicated, it's just a little longer and it's pretty simple. So that's what you need to do, but I don't want to cause any confusion at this point. So that's already recorded for you. Just go ahead and have a look if you would like to experiment with a conversion optimized campaign, and it would only make sense for you to do it if you're running the ad, which is not mandatory. So let's jump into the other fairly pretty much simpler option, which is a lead generation campaign. So another thing here is, when you're creating your campaign, actually it's fine. I think I'll just cover it while we're doing it. So your first step is you click on create account. And again, I would recommend that if it's the first time you're using Facebook ads, hover over these options, read them. They are mentioned in a very simple way. You'll get an overview of what each type of campaign is about. Now we are doing a lead generation campaign here. So you'll click on lead generation, and this is the budget bit I wanted to cover. There are two options. It's a daily budget, it's a lifetime budget. Now what happens is when you put in daily budget, you can put in a schedule also going further. And if I put something like 1,000, what Facebook ads will do is it will try its best to exhaust the 1,000 rupees per day until the deadline I tell Facebook. That's what will happen in daily budget. But the disadvantage is if you put in the daily budget, you cannot choose the particular time when your ad should show. I will show you that in the next step. If I click on lifetime budget, what happens is I will still tell Facebook that hey, run ads from today, that is 30th April, till maybe say 30th or 31st of May, and go and spend rupees 25,000. What Facebook will do is, based on the number of users, the activity, Facebook will show your ads more or less based on the particular day. Because, or for example, if you put in 30,000 and you choose lifetime budget, it will not mean that Facebook will try to spend 1,000 per day over a period of 30 days. What Facebook will try to do is, it will try to optimize this 30,000 across 30 days in ways which Facebook thinks is best for your ad to perform better. Now, when you have like a small budget to begin with, say, you're just running an ad for 2,000, it's better that you choose a lifetime budget and then put in the different schedule. Instead of, like, for example, say you're running your ad for 10 days, instead of putting daily budget and whatever the math comes to, I think 200, I would suggest you put in lifetime budget and put in like 2,000, because that way Facebook will optimize it better for you. But if you have like a really high budget and it's okay for you to spend easily, I would suggest you go ahead and put in daily budget, not a problem, so that you can make most use of the amount you're trying to spend. So here you can give in your ad set name. Again, it's the same concept here. Now, whatever options you see under ad set, if you create multiple ad sets, you can change them. To begin with, stick to one ad set. And here people have different naming conventions, even for campaigns. And just name it however you like it based on, like, say, geography or age or whatever you like. And here's where you need to choose the Facebook page you want to run the ads for. And if you're running lead ads for the first time, it will ask you to accept the lead terms and services. Just accept it. Here you need to go to audience. Now, if you're running ads for the first time and you've just installed Pixel, you obviously won't have enough data on your Pixel collected to go ahead and run retargeting ads. So you can just go ahead and click on create new audience. So if whatever has been explained till now is clear, just type clear in the chat box. I know it's getting little long and tedious together, so just let me know here. Cool, good. Okay, kind of clear, all clear, clear. Okay, let's try to get it full clear. One moment. So here, when we talk about creating new audience, what you can do is you can go ahead and modify your location. So you can choose either India, or you can choose particular city, or you can also choose different areas in a particular city based on what kind of services you provide, where you want to show your ad and things like that. What you can also do is you can also use the exclude option. And say if I was running it in India, but I don't want to show it in Delhi, I can just click on exclude Delhi and my ads will not be shown in Delhi. So based on your specific requirement, you need to choose the different options here for the location. Age is simple. Click on edit and choose the age category you want to target. Gender, pretty clear. And once you're done with all this, what you can do is you can save your audience if you think you want to use it for future use. And once you're done with that, you can either go ahead with automatic placements, or you can go ahead and choose manual placements. So now what placements mean is, if it's chosen Facebook, Instagram, and since this is a lead ad, it will only show on Facebook and Instagram. But when it comes to your brand awareness and traffic ad, these two options will also be available, and you can select or deselect them. Now Messenger means the ads you see within Messenger are the Messenger ads. Audience network means that Facebook has integrations, and I would say they work together a lot of different, like they have this partnership sort of thing where like companies have signed up with Facebook and they become a part of Facebook's audience network. And what will happen is, in the middle of the breaks, in, like for example, if you play games and sometimes in between games you'll see certain ads, so that's what audience network is. Those ads which show on other platforms in the transition of the entire activity. And you can, Facebook and Instagram is Facebook and Instagram, and based on the kind of ads you'll have different placement options too. So to begin with, if I would suggest, you can skip audience network and Messenger even for other ads, but if you think you want to go ahead with all, you can choose automatic placements. And once you're done with the placements, you can change the optimization bit. For lead generation, it's only leads for you, and here is the schedule for you. And once you choose the schedule, you can choose when to start, the time, and when to end. So that's what you need to do. And okay, so let's proceed and let's step into the ad. So you can again create multiple ad copies, and whatever performs best will be shown more. So you can do that. Give your ad a name, let it load. Here you can also connect your Instagram page. And there are two types of ads, carousel and single image or video. If you choose carousel, it's like the users can, like click on right, like there are multiple ad images one after the other. Or you can go ahead and choose single image or video. Now here, what you can do is you can use free stock images that Facebook provides, or you can add your own images as well. So if you go to add media and click on add image, it has the option to upload images from your window, your already used images, or you can just go ahead and upload them from there. And here, if you see, you can see stock photos, Instagram page and account. So these are different options. Here is where you can use the free images. Search for anything, for example, weddings, or if you're doing digital marketing, you can search for digital marketing and take any particular image there. So looks like it's loading now. So you can just scroll through the options here and choose the image you would want. So my browser is hanging for some reason. It's acting a little slow. Now say you're doing it for the internship itself and not for like your particular business page. What you could do is go here and take the image. So say this was for digital marketing. And one thing you can use is the Facebook ad overlay tool. This is inbuilt by Facebook. Every time you want to use an image, you can upload it here, and Facebook will tell you whether the image is optimized as per the Facebook's 80-20 rule or not. So the 80-20 rule is nothing but Facebook says in your image there should be 80% images and only 20% text. So if you just search, and this is inbuilt in Facebook also, you can just find this tool and check your image. So that's what you need to do. You can add You can make several ad copies also, just beside here. Now, once you've chosen your image, here's where you need to add the primary text. Or in fact, you can just keep this short. And these days, what Facebook does is in the description bit, it will not always show it while the ad is running. Sometimes it will show. If the ad is performing well, it will start showing. And sometimes by default, it will show. And one thing you need to remember is if you actually go ahead and run Facebook ads, you will never be able to figure out why sometimes your ad is disapproved. And there are going to be a lot of things like that. If you ever run Facebook ads, you'll know that. But here and there, if you give it for, re-verification for approval of your ad, sometimes it will get approved, but sometimes it just doesn't. Sometimes there are glitches where all your ads stop working together and many more glitches like that. So that keeps on happening with Facebook. So yeah, you can just include your description here. And this is the display link. As it says, display link is what will show on the ad. It can be different from the actual link that you have. Your call to action is what you can change. And here it's not asking you for any website because lead ads are run within Facebook itself. So here's where you need to go ahead and create a form. Now what will happen in lead generation ads is if you're making it for the first time, it will ask you for a privacy policy page. So I would suggest you just go on the internet, go and find like templates of privacy policy pages and just update it on your website and put off the link here. It's a simple process. So once you're here, you can choose from any of these two options called more volume or higher intent. If you choose higher intent, it will show the users an additional screen where they can review their information before they submit it, which is why it's called higher intent. If you click on more volume, it's just like you just have to fill it and submit it. So you can choose the intent from there. Now going to the intro, you can include your headline here and say, if you want people to sign up for the Digital Deepak internship, you can write that. And you can add description here. That's one option, and you can see how it's going to look. You can keep adding different options and more information about details. And if you don't want to do that, you can go ahead and just change it into bullet points as well. So if you choose bullet points, and you can also include who it's for and few and short pointers like that. Here's where the questions come. So again, you can either include your custom questions, custom headline, join, or you can let it be what Facebook keeps it by default. Now, these are two fields which are included by Facebook by default. You can keep them. And if you want to add any other questions, you can just go here and say choose phone number if you like, and you can ask for the city if you want, and you can also change the type. And it's pretty simple. Best thing to do here is to keep it really minimalistic, not ask too much details. It will have a difference in the conversion rate. So here's the link for your privacy policy page. And if I change the text here, here's where it will change. So as you can see, that is changing on the review as well. So it's best to just keep it what it is by default, but in case you want to go ahead and edit it, you can do that. Here's where you need to put in the URL of your privacy policy page. And once you get that, you can put it there. And here's where your review screen will come. Now this comes because we've chosen higher intent, and this is the thank you screen. So what you can do is you can modify it. If you want them to jump onto another website, you can say just thanks, you're all set, please. And if you want, you can further try and drive them to your website, and here's where you need to add the link. And meanwhile, let me just put in the link as of now. And you can click on save and finish it. So it means save and finish both. And once you've made the form, just choose it here. So this is what a lead generation ad is like. Once they click on sign up, they'll see the form, they can fill it, and you will get the data with you. Now, once you have made this campaign and you click on confirm, your lead generation campaign is going to be ready. And when you go back to Ads Manager, now you see that you have to submit the URL of your campaign here. So to submit it, what you have to do is you need to go back here. You need to click on edit once it's published. Okay. Yep, it's published now. So click on edit, go to your particular ad copy once. Yeah, so you click on your ad copy here. And you click on this arrow mark here. And then choose this option which says share a link. And here you can copy this and paste it here. So that's the link you need to share with us for all your campaigns. And in case this doesn't show for you, if this option doesn't show, it will be if you use an existing post to create an ad. And in that case, you should share the permalink with us by opening this. But that's in very rare scenarios. If you use an existing post, I'm assuming most of you will go ahead and create a new post. So use this share a link option and share the URL after you create your different campaigns. So this is what is there about the Facebook ads part as well for you. And that's what that's what you need to do for getting your assignment and hands-on with Facebook ads. Right. So let me open the chat box and hear you guys out. Do you think you can go ahead and get started? Of course, you will have doubts in the duration of doing it. You can ask people in the Facebook group. So that's absolutely fine. And I will, first of all, that's great, Puneet. You sound excited. That's nice. And Ajay asks, will the Facebook ad get executed? Now, okay, that's an important point. Thanks, Ajay, for asking it. Now, if I again go back to, Ads Manager, what you'll see is the ad does not run instantly. It will show that it's under verification or something like that, under review, I think. No Venkat. So that's what they will not charge me yet, first of all. First thing is that it will have to get approved. And if I don't want to actually go ahead and run my campaign, what I'll do is I'll go to Ads Manager and you see this toggle bar here. Like, yeah, it says in review. Even before it changes to reviewed, you can pause it here and that's all. It will not run, it will not charge you. So that's what it's about. And that's how you can pause your campaign. So if you see it says 100% publishing, published. So it is paused and you don't have to mandatorily run it. So that's pretty much it. I will also tell you the deadline. So the deadline we thought of keeping is, once again, I'll add it on the mind map as well. And okay. So we think that 9th of May should be fair enough time. That's 10 days basically. So that's what we've decided as of now. Instead of 7, we'll increase it, and the assignment form and everything was sort of, given to you guys like yesterday. So this is what we thought of keeping. 9th May, 6 p.m. It should give you enough time to have a look at the courses and the different webinars that have been conducted and speak to your mates and other things like that. So this is what it is. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And one important thing is, some of you wanted to run ads for the internships. I've also sort of included what important details you need to actually go and do it. So what you have to do is, like, you just collect leads as of now. And what you can do is, if you at all want, you can nurture them via email. So this is something additional. This doesn't have to do anything with the assignment. This is for people who want to go ahead and run it for the internship, and even just, maybe uh, register for the affiliate program. So you need these details, right? So what you need to do is, as of now, collect them on your lead page and get their data. And once the launch webinar, or we come up and we make it live, the evaluation form, we'll share it with you. And what you can do is, you can send it back to them. So as of now, your focus should be on collecting the leads. That's what you need to do if you're running ads for the internship program. Second thing is, as of now, the launch webinar is dated on 7th May, and the scheduled plan to start the batch is from 16th May. It's going to be a 7-week program. And if you want any kind of, testimonial, social proof, what you can do is just Google Digital Deepak Internship. You'll find a ton of websites which have been created where a lot of social proof has been included. And I've also included the link of the landing page which we have. This will also give you sufficient social proof for the internship program. So this is what it is, and that's what it's going to be about. And yeah, this is pretty much what you needed to know for going ahead, doing your assignment, starting off with Facebook ads, Google ads, and things like that. So before you actually, like, it's already 6 p.m. Oh, okay. 1 second. We have Deepak sir here.
Hey guys, I hope pretty much all the question and answers have been answered by Kamna and Shreyas. Great. People are now excited that I'm online. Nice to see that. Fantastic. So Kamna, continue. You are the webinar host. Just wanted to check in and say hi to people.
Sure. We're actually pretty much done here. We've tried to cover of Google Ads, Facebook Ads, the basics of it, and what needs to set up. Deadline 9th May and things like that. Sharing the details of the internship program which they need, and that's.
So guys, how was the performance by Kamna? Maybe you can put it in the chat box. So what do you feel? I think so people are saying she will replace me.
No.
That's what I'm afraid of, That's why I came in the webinar. Hey, I'm Digital Deepak.
Never happening.
So don't forget about me.
Wow, thanks guys.
All right. So very good feedback. Great job.
Thank you.
All right. Back to you.
Sure, cool. So yeah, that's what this was, and we've tried to cover what we could about Facebook and Google Ads. If you have any other common queries, what I'll also do is the thread that we created for Google Ads. What do you guys suggest? Should we create a separate thread, or would you guys like the same thread for all the doubts clarification? Just type same or different, whatever you think, for getting your doubts clear. Separate, same, separate, same. Common thread, cool. One second. So for privacy policy, what you need to do is you just need to create another page on your WordPress website, and the data you need to include there, you can just get it from any of the privacy policy page templates. If you Google it, you will find it, and you just need to update it there. Other two campaigns on Facebook are already covered in the webinar today morning, so you can just have a look, and it will be pretty simple for you to actually go ahead and run those ads. Ideally, we would suggest, Megha, that you create it for one website only, so that you also get an experience of how you would approach it differently if you're running Google Ads or if you're running Facebook ads. Anuj, so to just track that, what you need to do is only your thank you page can be on your website, and you can install your code there, and that's how you can track it. So the thank you page after the, so if you saw what we did in the webinar today, the MailChimp page, like even my sign up form was on MailChimp. So once people sign up and it shows thank you, that's when the pixel, that's where the pixel actually needs to be. So it can be any website. Yeah, you can use the same landing page. I will share the recording today. Cool, Ankush has already made a post. No, if you go ahead and publish the privacy page on your website, additionally, it's okay. It will not affect the evaluation of assignment 4. Something should not be less. If it's something more, it's absolutely fine. And under MailChimp, if you want to see their entries, MailChimp has an audience section. You can go ahead and see the audience or whoever subscribed to your form there. Zainab, if you don't have engagement on Facebook page, it's fine as of now. That's okay. That will not affect your actual eligibility to go ahead and run the ads. Yes, please create a new Facebook page. Even if you're not planning on creating the ads, having a Facebook page is essential. So Puneet says, please install WP Terms plugin for privacy policy and create a better one for your website after seeing economy and your niche. So that's a good add-on, Puneet. You can probably share it on the Facebook group itself for the larger interest for people not on the webinar as well. So MailChimp free account, it's, you can still go ahead and like your landing page is still going to be there. The free account is for some of their premium features. It's not compulsory to run the ad for digital marketing only. The Facebook page name, you would have to choose based on the availability of the username and what you're trying to do it for. If you have an existing page still related to digital marketing, you can go ahead. Like, first thing is, if you're actually planning on running Facebook ads, if it's still in the digital marketing domain, you don't need to create a new Facebook page. Basically, Facebook page is needed because that's how you can go ahead and run ads. And so some of you are saying Zapier is going to end. So you can always go ahead, use a different email ID and sign up on Zapier. If you want to automate the emails which go to people who sign up. And a second option is there's a Chrome extension which is known as Mail Merge, and it's available on Google Sheets. What you can do is, once you receive all your audience data, or maybe once a day, what you can do is you can use this extension and send customized email to your leads who sign up. But it has a limitation that you can send it only up to, I think, 50 people or something. I don't know, per day or in the entire duration. So you can check that out. No, Ganesh, even if you pause your link on Facebook and share it with us, it will still show. That's why you need to share the preview link. So that's not going to be a problem. So cool. That's pretty much it. This is the name of the extension. 1 second, I'll type it here. So timeline, I think, let's see. We'll keep it to 9th May only as of now. I would say go ahead, use the weekend, use Friday, give hands-on experience. It seems really, oh my God, what is this, before you try it, because there's this anxiety before you use anything when it's new. Once you are comfortable with it, it's going to be pretty simple. So that's fine. What to do with the leads if you create ad for internship? What will happen is once the affiliate program is live, you can use those leads to generate and further, send them and push them there. So that's pretty much about it. Another 2 to 5 minutes, maybe we will wrap today's session. And if Google Ads is not showing any initial offer, I would say just give it some time or use any other alternative email ID. And can you use MailChimp for mail merge? Mail merge is basically for Google Sheets. Once you get your leads, put them on Google Sheets and you can sort of connect it with your Gmail account and send customized email to multiple people. If you have already installed Facebook Pixel on I would say you just do it on your website. I'm not sure about the PHP file part, honestly. So this is how I've been doing it, just by going and putting it in the header. That's the simplest way. So I would recommend you to stick to that. Yes, you can run campaigns from your personal Facebook ads account as well. Krishnakant, we will get the leads once the affiliate, once we share the entire details of the affiliate program with you, so you don't need to worry. Yes, I will share the mind map with you. Yes, Ashu, you can do that. You can make it for the internship and share the draft with us. For Facebook, you have to create three types of ads. Pushan, you can post your question here. If not, you can also post it on the Facebook group. We will share it. Yes, Omkar, you can also run it for Deepak sir's courses. But it's recommended you do it for the internship, because what will happen is when you guys are running it, it will be like a common factor. So when the results are out, you'll actually be able to compare your results with that of others. So that's going to help you. Yeah, the ad can be for the same topic. The crisp video is on the Facebook group. When we are sharing all the links, we'll compile that link as well for you. So mainly we'll be focusing on your cost per conversion as a factor while your assignments are being evaluated, because it's the results which can actually, become a parameter for judging and comparison and things like that. Pushan, I would say for 1,000 rupees Google Ads, you're going to get back the credit. So we would suggest you do it. Plus for this assignment, you'll also get back 3,000 rupees. And if you don't run ads, it's difficult for us to evaluate it. And we understand you wouldn't want to spend too much, which is why we've only asked to run Google Ads, which also you'll get back and you can go ahead and run it. And the whole point is, if you actually execute it, is when you'll get like hands-on experience, not otherwise. It would just become like a course for you if you just create a campaign but not really publish it. Thanks, Bikram. That's a good summary. Create landing page. Zap on Zapier. That's not mandatory, but of course it's highly recommended. And that's the whole point. And that's why it was structured, because this is how things start falling in place for you, and you start joining the dots and thinking like, oh wow, this is how it's done. Instapage has a free trial, I think. I'm not sure. I think Shreyas would know. Or you can even Google it. It will be there. Cool, guys. So that's pretty much about today's session. And give me one moment. So of course, I would also like your feedback as we always do. I'm going to share the link here, and if you like, you can share your thoughts there. And we will take further questions on the group for you. So just for 2 minutes while I share the link, I'm going to have it here, and you can let us know your thoughts there. And only once we end it will I be able to share the recording. So that's pretty much it. Yes, of course, there are a lot more doubts, but if you see in just the basic explanation, that itself took 2 hours because there are two topics here and everybody's on different levels. So that's why we sort of kept it like this. If there are more doubts, of course, there's time and we will share it. So thanks, Kishore. Praveen says, great, thank you. And awesome. Thanks, Rama. That's a really cute gif there. Great session. Thanks, Ayush. Glad you liked it. Sandeep says it's practical. Thank you. We're really glad. In fact, that's the entire idea we had in mind. Like, of course, we have to guide you step by step for the assignment, but we also try to get the bigger picture as much as we can, because once this internship is over, apart from what you've learned, what is actually going to be a bigger learning is the fact that how much of a self-learner can you become? Because trust me, when it comes to digital marketing, they're going to be like, first of all, there's no syllabus. You can never complete it. There's always going to be something you need to learn and things like that. And there are always going to be issues which people can't solve. There are going to be new updates. So it's only once you become a self-learner can you actually grow, whichever level you're at. So, oh wow, Akshay, great. So you say that now you're having confidence to complete the assignment. I think that's really nice. Puneet says informative, knowledgeable, fun, challenges, ads, making me excited as I do for my own product. Sure, sure, go ahead. Yes, Anuj agreed. It was long, but exactly we had to cover points and things like that. So which is why it did when exceed. Ajay says excellent, useful, detailed, clear, great, super. That's a funny gif again, Yogesh. Awesome, excellent, great learning, good. Some confusion, need to watch video. Sure, you can post it on the Facebook group. If anything else, this was helpful. Nice session, great, informative, awesome. Thanks, Renuka. Thanks, Nilesh. Great, guys. So I'll just open the chat box for last 2 minutes. If there's anything still pressing, we will take it. Otherwise, we will bid goodbye for today. So we are going to keep the focus on Google Ads because we cannot ask everyone to run both kind of ads. So that's what it's going to be. But of course, if any of the ads are not in place, the assignment would not be accepted. So it's equally important that you go ahead and create Facebook ads. So the name of your Facebook page is something you would like to choose. Thanks, Tripti. Recording you will get by today night, because this has to save, like this has to get converted, uploaded, and then we share it. So it will take some time. Google ad conversion, technically you should start seeing results as soon as there are search queries. Of course, the budget bit does make a lot of difference, but since we want to standardize it, we've asked everyone to just keep it to 1K. You need to create only one landing page. Just one. Deepak has already shared the crisp video, so yeah, that's done. You don't have to create a separate Facebook page. If you have an existing one, you can use it. Yes, so what I'll do is I'll compile all the links together on as a Facebook post, and whatever links you need till now of the webinar today morning of Google Ads, you'll have it all in one place. So Vijay, you can just do it via the settings and you'll be able to get to the billing part. Cool, guys. So thanks a lot for being here. We hope it was helpful. And that's what we have to say. And we'll see you probably next time. And if you have any further doubts, you can share it on the Facebook group as well. And that should be it. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.